Welcome students. Today we will take chapter 3 substitution method part 2. A fraction becomes 9 by 11 if 2 is added to both the numerator and denominator. Now here is the first condition. 2 is added to both numerator and denominator. That is given in the LHS. And what is the RHS? The fraction becomes 9 by 11. So 9 by 11 is the RHS. This is the first condition. Now on applying this condition, as you can see, we have cross multiplied the denominators. Here we are multiplying 11 with x plus 2, hence x plus 2 should be in the bracket. Don't commit any mistake. Put the bracket while multiplying with x plus 2 and 11. Similarly, when we multiply y plus 2 with 9, also use the bracket. Now, on cross multiplying the denominators, we get an equation of this type. Now, we will group the variables. So, here we have transposed 9y to the LHS, we got minus 9y, and we transposed 22 to RHS, 18 minus 22 is equal to minus 4. So, this is the first equation which we have arrived at. It will be used in the substitution method. Now let us move to the second condition. If 3 is added to both the numerators and denominators, it becomes 5 by 6. So here is the second condition. We have to add 3 to both the numerators and denominators. Then we will get 5 by 6 in the RHS. I have denoted what to do with these two equations in this box. You have to cross multiply the denominators and be very careful that while cross multiplying you should use the brackets. So when you cross multiply 6 with x plus 3, you get the equation of this type. Similarly, if you multiply 5 and y plus 3, being careful that y plus 3 should be in the bracket, you get an equation of this type. Now removing the brackets, what you get? You multiply 6 with x, you get 6x, and then you multiply 6 with 3, you get 18. Similarly, in RHS, when we multiply 5 with y, we get 5y, and 5 with 3, we get 15. So, here we are getting one equation. Still, we have to simplify it. We have to transpose 5y to LHS y. Now, we are making the group of variables in LHS and the numbers in RHS. So while grouping it, you see that 5y is transposed to LHS and similarly 18 is transposed to RHS. 15 minus 18 is minus 3. These two works are to be done simultaneously. So you get equation 2. Now the substitution method begins. We are ready with the two equations. From 1 we get x is equal to, now from any one of the equations, either you take this equation 1 or you take the second one and you find the variable x. So here we are finding the variable x by taking from equation 1. We are transposing minus 9y to the RHS. It becomes plus 9y, and then we are bringing 11 to the denominator by transposing it to RHS. Hence, we are getting the value of x. We will substitute this value of x in the other equation. Which equation? Just think for a minute. In which equation are we going to substitute the value of x? In equation 1 or equation 2? Yes, you are right. We are going to substitute it in the equation 2 because we found the value of x from equation 1. So we will not substitute it in equation 1. we will use it in equation 2. So go to the equation 2, find where the x is there, replace this x with its value as given over in equation 3. Now on replacing this value of x, we get 6 and put the value of x in the bracket also. That also you should be very careful. So on replacing x, we get minus 4 plus 9y upon 11 in the bracket and minus 5y is equal to minus 3 in RHS. They are as it is. Only we have replaced the value of x. Now the only part remaining is the calculation part. 6 into minus 4 is equal to minus 24 and 6 nines are 54. And then upon 11 is that we are taking LCM, we multiply 11 with 5, then we get minus 55y. Here we have cross multiplied 11 with minus 5. So we got minus 55. And in the denominator we had 11, but we again cross multiplied this 11 with 3. So we got minus 33. Now again grouping the like terms together, we get 54 minus 54y minus 55y is equal to minus y. And you bring this 24 to RHS, you get minus 33 plus 24. That is minus 9. Hence we get the value of y is equal to 9. Now we have to substitute this value of y in equation 3. Here is the equation 3. We will substitute its value. Over here, this equation is formed by us. It means we have found the value of x, that is equation 3. Now substitute the value of y over here. So you get minus 4 plus 9 into 9. From where did this 9 come? We substituted the value of y. We replaced y with 9. And upon 11 is as it is. Now minus 4 plus 9 9 is 81. Minus 4 plus 81 is 77. And 77 upon 11 is 7. Now we got the value of x, and x is the numerator and y is the denominator. Hence the fraction is 7 upon 9. The taxi charges in a city consists of a fixed charge together with the charge for the distance covered. Let us assume that the fixed charge is rupees x and the charge per kilometer is rupees y, because these are the two variables which are denoting the question. What is in the question? Fixed charge. You have to always go to the last line to understand your variables. See the fixed charge. What are the fixed charge? So fixed charge is x and the charge per kilometer. These are the two aspects which are required in the question, and they are always found in the last lines. So the fixed charge is rupees x, which is assumed to be x, and the charge per kilometer is assumed to be y. Now let us move to the condition. The first condition is for the distance of 10 kilometers, the charge paid is rupees 105. Now let us form an equation using this condition. As you can see over here that this cab is moving. It is moving 10 kilometers. But the cab driver will definitely charge you rupees x as fixed charge. And then he will charge rupees y per kilometer. Then for 10 kilometers, 10y. And altogether, he is going to charge you rupees 105, which is given in the question. This is the condition given in the question. So rupees 105 will become the RHS. And in the LHS, the fixed charge plus charge for 10 kilometers is forming the LHS. Now let us move to the second condition. For a journey of 15 kilometers, the charge paid is rupees 155. Now again the fixed charge x. Again let us understand how we got 15y. Now this car is moving 15 kilometers. Previously it was moving 10 kilometers. Now it is moving, once again let us see, it is moving 15 kilometers. But the cab driver is going to charge X rupees, which is a fixed charge, as well as he will charge us Y rupees per kilometer. Then for 15 kilometers it will be 15Y, which will become the. And what about the RHS? In RHS, we are having rupees 155, which is already in the question. So altogether, the cab driver is going to charge rupees 155 according to the second condition. And the two equations are formed. And now our substitution method will begin. For the substitution method, we will find the value of x. So let us find the value of x from equation 1. X is equal to 105 minus 10y. We have transposed 10y to RHS, and here it is. X is equal to 105 minus 10y. Now this is equation 3. Always the value of x becomes equation 3. So remember it properly. And then this equation 3 is substituted in equation 2, not in equation 1, because we found x from equation 1. Hence we will substitute it in which equation? It means we will replace this x by 105 minus 10y, but in which equation? In equation 2. So here it is. We are replacing x with 105 minus 10y, and then plus 15y is as it is, and in RHS 155 is also as it is. Now we will group the variables. So minus 10y plus 15y is 5y. Simultaneously we will even group the numbers in RHS. So 155 minus 105. Why minus 105? This will get transposed to RHS. So plus will become minus. And subsequently we get the value 5y is equal to 50. Therefore y is equal to 10. Now we will substitute this value in any of the equations. But it is always easier to substitute in equation 3 because you are directly having the value of x. So x is equal to 105, which is already in equation 3, minus 10 is also already there. Just you have to replace this y with the value which we just found in equation 4. So we replace y with 10 and subsequently we get the value of x. X is equal to 105 minus 100, that is 5. Now what does this x represent? It is representing the fixed charge, and the fixed charge is rupees x. And what is the y representing? It is representing charge per kilometer. Hence the charge per kilometer is rupees 10. The question is further moving to next part. How much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometers? This is the second question which is again asked in this question. But sometimes in a hurry you forget to answer this question. So be careful. Whenever you are reading the question, you must understand what is required from the question. Students are in a little bit hurry. They only find this much and feel that they have arrived at the answer. But they forget that there was also the second part in the question. So this is the second part of the question. Don't forget the second part. Charge for 25 kilometers. It is very simple, but you don't have to forget it. That you have to even solve this part. Why it is simple? Just you use the equation x plus 25y. How did we get x plus 25y? Because charge for 25 kilometers is here. You see, charge for 10 kilometers is 10y, charge for 15 kilometers is 15y, and now it is charge for 25 kilometers and x plus 25y. X is the fixed charge. But now we are going to replace these variables because we are already having their values with us. We are having x is equal to 5, so replace x with 5 and you replace y with 10. So 5 plus 250 is 255. 5 years hence, the age of Jacob will be 3 times that of his son. Now, this is the first condition. But before applying this condition, we must know the present ages of Jacob and his son. Why? Because it is the requirement of the question. The question is asking the present ages, and always the requirement is found in the last line. So, here the required condition is write their present ages. So we have to first assume the present ages to be x and y. 5 years hence means after 5 years their ages will be x plus 5 and y plus 5. But these two ages are not balanced. We have to balance them. For that, we have to multiply this smaller age with certain number in order to balance it with the greater age. So here it is. We have multiplied y plus 5 with 3, and during that be careful that you have to use the bracket while multiplying. And from where did we get this 3? Then it is in the question. The age of Jacob will be 3 times that of his son. So that 3 times is over here. And always multiply the numbers with the smaller age, not the greater age. Then only it will get balanced. So we are ready with the first condition. Now just remove the bracket and find the values. While removing the bracket over here, we multiply 3 with y, we get 3y, and then we multiply 3 with 5, we get 15. And 15 minus 5 is 10. And we transpose this 3y to LHS, we get x minus 3y. This is the first condition. Now let us move to the second condition. 5 years ago, Jacob's age was 7 times that of his son. Now what can be their age 5 years ago? They are x minus 5 and y minus 5. Now we have subtracted 5 from the present age. The present age of Jacob was x, so we subtract 5 from the present age, then we get his age 5 years ago. Similarly, we subtract 5 from the present age of his son, then we will get his age 5 years ago. Now again these two are not balanced. This is the smaller age. We will multiply the smaller age using bracket, and with what shall we multiply is always in the question. So 5 years ago Jacob's age was 7 times. This 7 times is representing that we will multiply this age with 7. Here it is. On removing the bracket, we get 7y minus 35. We transpose 7y to LHS. Why? We are grouping the variables. And we transpose minus 5 to RHS. Minus 35 plus 5 minus 30. Now we have arrived with second condition. Now the third step is to find the value of x, because here begins the substitution method. And the first step in substitution method is to find the value of x. So from where shall we find the value of x? Yes, from equation 1. X is equal to 10 plus 3y. We have transposed 3y to RHS, and here it is. This is equation 3. Now once the equation 3 is formed, we will substitute this value of x in one of these equations. We call which equation? Yes, in equation 2, because we found the value from equation 1. So we will not substitute it in this equation. We will substitute it in equation 2. And here it is. Replace x with 3y plus 10. Here it goes. And then again, behind it minus 7y will be as it is, as well as in RHS minus 30 will be also as it is. Transpose 10 to the RHS, because now we are grouping the numbers. Minus 30 minus 10 will be minus 40, and 3 minus 7 is minus 4. We group the variables in the LHS. This is customary. And we have grouped the numbers in RHS. On dividing, you can see easily that we got the value of y equal to 10. Now substitute this value of y in equation 3. Always we substitute the value in equation 3. That is the easiest one of the all. So it is the easiest one among the three. 1, 2 and 3. The easiest one is to substitute the value in equation 3. So here it goes. X is equal to 3 into y where y is 10. So 3 into 10 30 plus 10 40. Here it is. Now the present age of Jacob and his son are 40 years. Jacob and his son is 10 years old. Because value of y is the value of son. So son is 10 years old and Jacob's value we got from here, x is equal to 40. Here is an assignment for you. Read the question properly. They are similar to the questions we have already discussed and practice them. And all the best to you. Thank you.